Quantitative research design. Everything you need to know with examples. If you are confused about quantitative research design, this video will clear everything up. Welcome. In this video, you'll learn what quantitative research design is, why it matters, and the four main quantitative research design options, with simple examples for each. By the end, you'll know exactly which design fits your research question. Let's begin with a quick overview. Quantitative research design focuses on numbers, measurement, and statistical analysis. It is used when the goal is to describe, compare, test relationships, or establish cause and effect. Quantitative research answers questions like, how many? How much? Is there a relationship? Does one variable affect another? So what is research design? Research design is the overall plan or blueprint of a study. It explains how data will be collected, measured, and analyzed to answer the research questions. A good research design ensures that the results are valid, reliable, and scientifically sound. Now, what is the purpose of research design? Research design helps to guide data collection, reduce bias, ensure accuracy, and make sure the research answers the right questions. Without a clear design, even good data can produce weak conclusions. In quantitative research, there are four main research design options. These are descriptive, correlational, experimental, and quasi-experimental designs. Let's look at each one. First, descriptive research design. Descriptive design is used to describe characteristics of a population or phenomenon. It answers the question, what is happening? It does not examine relationships or causes. It simply describes facts. Common tools include surveys, questionnaires, and observational checklists. Here is an example of descriptive research design. A study that describes the average income of households, the percentage of students using online learning, or the distribution of ages in a population. The goal is description, not explanation. Next is correlational research design. Correlational design examines the relationship between two or more variables. It answers the question, are variables related? Important point. Correlation does not mean causation. Here is an example of correlational research design. A study that examines the relationship between study time and exam performance, or job satisfaction and employee productivity. The researcher measures variables and analyzes their relationship using correlation or regression. Now let's move to experimental research design. Experimental design is used to establish cause-effect relationships. It answers the question, does X cause Y? This design involves manipulation of an independent variable, control groups, random assignment. Here is an example of experimental research design. A researcher tests whether a new teaching method improves student performance. Students are randomly assigned to a treatment group and a control group. Only the teaching method is changed, and performance is measured afterward. Next is quasi-experimental research design. Quasi-experimental design is similar to experimental design, but random assignment is not possible. This design is common in real-world settings like schools, hospitals, and communities. Here is an example of quasi-experimental research design. A researcher studies the effect of a training program on employees, but employees are assigned to groups based on departments, not randomly. The researcher still compares outcomes, but acknowledges the limitation of non-random assignment. Now let's recap the quantitative research designs. Descriptive design describes what exists. Correlational design examines relationships. Experimental design tests cause and effect with random assignment. Quasi-experimental design tests cause and effect without random assignment. Choosing the right design depends on your research question, your data, and your level of control. To conclude, quantitative research design provides a structured and scientific way to answer research questions using numbers and statistics. When the design is clear, the results are stronger, and the conclusions are more reliable. If this lesson helped you, save this video for revision, share it with your classmates, and follow Quraz for more research methodology lessons. Thank you for listening.